Utah's got a pretty active real estate market right now. Some are calling it a seller's market. In fact, according to UtahRealEstate.com, the average home in Salt Lake and Utah counties is spending only about 32 days on the market, which means they're going fast, and right now is a pretty good time to take a look at selling your own home. I've got here Amber Burke, President-elect of the Utah Central Association of Realtors. Amber, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Selling your home is a big, big deal.
Right.
So before you take that plunge, what do people need to know?
So the very most important thing is price it right. If you don't price it right in this market, you'll know pretty quickly if you've priced it too high. But if you've priced it too low, you may never know. You may have sell your house really fast and just left 30, 50 grand on the table. You'll never know.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, there's nothing worse than losing out on money like that.
Right.
Especially because it's such a big transaction. So
Huge.
much money goes into this.
Yeah.
You could lose a lot.
You could lose a lot.
What else do people need to pay attention to?
So the next thing is definitely have a strategy. In this market, a lot of homes are getting multiple offers, and so you have to have a strategy for how you're going to handle those when they come in. What's going to be the best offer for you? Maybe the highest price isn't the best offer. Maybe the terms that you need are you need to stay in your home for a little bit longer, and that buyer will let you do that. It just depends on what your strategy is, but you need to know that going in.
Oh, so there are options you can kind of take advantage of in the transaction that might be to your benefit.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
You've got to know about them.
You've got to know. You've got to know what you want, too.
Yeah.
Like if a buyer comes along and says, well, we want to move in next week, are you ready to do that?
Right.
And yeah.
So you've got it on the market. Now what?
So first thing you need to do is make sure it shows well. Staging the home before you let people in. There's different types of homes in the same neighborhood can have a very different types of price range. If a house shows well and is clean, that makes a huge difference. But the first impression for a lot of buyers right now is actually online. So the pictures have to be really good. And I always go, when I go to the front door and if I ring that doorbell and that little 10-cent piece of plastic is broken, that's my first impression that there's some deferred maintenance maybe and things that need to, what else is wrong with this house?
Yeah.
What else have they put off fixing?
But staging the house, making sure it looks good, that's going to get you far.
For sure. There's kind of the sell path from the front door to the kitchen sink. That's kind of your path of where people fall in love, and that's where they decide they're going to buy your house.
So by the time they hit the kitchen, they don't need to see the rest.
A lot of times they don't. Yeah, a lot of times that's the truth.
That's amazing. There's a little known security element to selling your home as well, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you're inviting strangers into your house. You don't know who they are, what their background is, or why they're there. There have been cases in this valley of people coming to see houses that really weren't there to see the house.
Oh, they're scoping it out.
Yeah, you never know who you're letting in. Realtors have a key box system which allows us to have immediate knowledge of who's in the house, when, and screen those people before we let them in.
Right.
So,
what else do we need to pay attention to as we've got our home on the market?
So the last thing definitely is making sure that you are ready to do this emotionally.
Yes.
You have to be ready to sell the house and detach yourself. It is your house, but now you want it to be someone else's house.
Yeah.
You know what you didn't like about it, and you know that you can, you know why you're moving. You're moving for a reason. So you want to be able to let the next buyer fall in love with your house. And make it theirs.
Yeah.
So whether that's taking down some personal things or just deciding not to be offended, maybe you need a buffer person in between so that when they come in and they comment on things that you did, you're not going to be offended.
You don't kick them out of the house.
Right. I made that.
Right. You know, I guess that's true. We love our homes. They're so important to us and our families. But at a certain point, you have to be able to be willing to let it be a business transaction.
Right.
And then someone else's home.
Absolutely.
And that emotional distance, I imagine you spend a fair amount of time helping people with that distance.
Diffusing those emotions. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So for people that are getting ready to sell their home, they got it on the market. Any final last minute advice as a veteran realtor you'd give them?
Just have a plan. Know what you want and have a plan. And if you need help, find the right people.
Selling your home is going to be maybe the biggest transaction you are ever involved in. So you want to make sure you do it right. Contact a professional. You can go to UtahRealEstate.com, find great people like Amber. Amber, thanks so much.
Thank you.